What's going on, you guys? This is Tech HD coming at you with a brand new video, and today we're going to be covering something a little bit different. So this is a TH685 projector from BenQ, and they're advertising it as a console gaming projector with a low response time, HDR10 support, high brightness, 4K support, and much more. And so we're going to be taking a look at those specs and more and see if it's worth it or not. So first, let's take a look at what comes inside the box. Inside, you'll get the TH685 projector, the wall connection, a VGA cable, a quick start guide, and a remote with some batteries. Now, taking a look at the projector ports, you have the audio in and out port, two HDMI ports that support HDCP 2.2, a USB-A port for powering a device, two VGA ports, one being a PC input and the other being a monitor output, an RS-232 port, and finally the power port. Taking a look at the top of the projector, you have the zoom and focus wheel, the power button, the back menu and auto button, the OK button with the 4 direction buttons, the source button, and the Eco blank button. On the bottom, you have the rubber feet that could be elevated to help with alignment to make sure that everything is straight, and on one side you have the mono speaker and a fan, and on the other side you have the other fan. Taking a look at the specs, this projector can support up to 4K at 60Hz, it supports HDR10, has a low response time of 8.3 milliseconds at 1080p 120Hz, it has a 95% Rec.709 coverage, it offers 3500 lumens for even bright living room environments, and has a light source life of up to 15,000 hours. Alright, you guys, so in my testing with the BenQ projector, I never thought that I would actually get a projector and replace my TV with a projector, because I never thought that a projector is as good as quality as a TV. But using this projector, it actually is pretty good, and it's color accurate, and it's actually pretty bright. And for gaming, specifically for console gaming like on the Xbox and PS4, it does pretty well. So you can see right behind me, I have the Xbox One X on right now, and I managed from the distance from the projector to the wall, I managed to get about a 96-inch screen resolution, and it does 4K up to 60 frames per second, 1080p up to 120 frames per second, which is really nice. So I could, if like for example on the Xbox One X, I'm able to change it to either 4K or 1080p and do that 120 Hz, or do 4K at 60 Hz. I like quality and I like resolution more than the refresh rate, so I do 4K at 60 Hz, and it's honestly very detailed, very nice, as well as it supports HDR10, and certain games like let's say for example Call of Duty Modern Warfare, it lets me know when it switches to HDR10, and I really like that because color accuracy, I'm a huge fan of color accuracy and the contrast and the brightness and the shadows and stuff like that, and doing this is really nice. Now, I don't have an actual projector screen on here, I'm just using a blank wall, so you could do that. As an example, I might later on get a motorized projector screen and might do it that way, but 96 inches is what I got up to. You can use a blank wall. This is like a creamy wall look. It's not an all white wall color, basically. It's not black either or anything like that, but it's a creamy white, but it doesn't affect the colors or anything like that, which is really nice. And one of the easiest things when it came to setting up this projector is that I could set up the tilting, I could set up the angle, so I can make sure that my lines are as accurate as possible or as straight as possible, and that helps a lot, as well as the focus and the zoom helps as well. And it was just really easy to set up, very simple, nothing difficult at all, which was very nice. And so the projector does really good at nighttime, but during the day it actually does pretty good. It does pretty decent. I have windows right next to it, and so I try to close the windows, try to close the blinds, and it helps as well. During the daytime it's visible, but you still lose a little bit of that detail. It's not huge, but I don't have this in my living room. If I were to have it in my living room where there's more windows, I feel like it'll be very difficult to see, unfortunately. But it is doable. You can still notice it a little bit, but I would prefer closing the blinds and stuff like that, so that you could get the best color accuracy, the best picture quality as possible. So I would prefer that. So this is advertised for console gaming, in particular like for the Xbox One, PS4, and the Nintendo Switch. And I really like the fact that they provide you with almost everything, 4K at 60, 1080p at 120, and as well as they offer the game mode, and they offer a really low response time. At 1080p at 120 Hz, it does 8.3 milliseconds, and I usually play at 4K at 60, and it's still pretty doable. When I was playing games like Call of Duty, Apex Legends, FPS games in particular, they actually did pretty well, and it was pretty accurate, and the response time was pretty quick as well. So it didn't sacrifice, it didn't damage my gaming experience at all. Whenever I needed to shoot somebody, whenever I needed to have a quick reaction time, that didn't get affected. I didn't really feel that much of a difference, which was really nice. I can't tell you exactly what the response time is at 4K at 60 frames per second, but it was still doable to play Call of Duty and Apex Legends and have a really fast response time. One of the things I would really like in this projector later on in the future when they come out with like a newer model, for example, is an optical port. I would love for them to add an optical port so that I could hook it up to surround sound speakers, to receivers, stuff like that. It just comes with an audio in and audio out, so I could hook it up through aux, but optical cable, optical port is just so much better quality in the audio industry, so I would definitely prefer an optical port at least. And they do provide you with a one speaker in the projector, and it's a mono speaker, of course, since it's one. It's doable. It's actually pretty loud, and I really like the quality of it. It's not bad. Of course, you lack the bass and stuff like that, but the clarity is pretty good, and how loud it gets is very nice as well. I would have loved for them to add a second one so it could at least be a stereo left and right speaker, and that would have been really helpful as well. Since it's just one, it's not bad. It could get loud. The clarity is pretty good, but it lacks a little bit of the bass. On top of that, you still have the fans in the projector, and that could get loud as well. So that draws out with the speaker quality a little bit, but it is doable. If anything, you could just use headphones, or you could connect the soundbar through aux and do it that way as well. And even though this is advertised for console gaming in particular, I've also used this for watching TV shows and movies, stuff on Netflix, YouTube, and Disney Plus. And I hooked up my Fire TV Cube onto it, and I used it like I would on a regular TV, for example, and it was really nice. The picture quality, everything about it, the shadows, the brightness, everything was very nice, and it was a huge experience upgrading to a 96-inch basically, and it was really nice, honestly. Seeing the quality and the resolution 4K, up to 4K on certain shows on Netflix and Disney Plus was really nice, and so that was very helpful. So they do have a living room scene as well. They do have like sports and music for audio of the speakers as well, which was really nice. So it's not just for console gaming. That's what they mainly advertise it for, but you can use it for everything basically. Whether you're watching a TV show, you're watching a movie, you're listening to music, and you're just watching regular YouTube videos, or you're playing games, this is used for everything. And that's exactly what I did during my time in quarantine basically. One thing I find really weird is the fact that they mainly advertise it for 1080p resolution. Like even on the front, it says BenQ, and below that it says 1080p, when in reality it goes up to 4K at 60. I would have liked for them, I think it would get more attention if they were advertising more for 4K up to 60 frames per second and then 1080p at 120 frames per second. I would have liked for them to add what's the response time at 4K at 60, because they mainly show 1080p at 120 Hz is at 8.3 milliseconds. I would really like to know what's the response time for 4K at 60 Hz, because I can't find it anywhere on their website or anything like that. But overall, this does do 4K at 60. It does support HDR10, and it does 1080p at 120 Hz, which was really nice to hear. So my overall thoughts on the BenQ TH685 projector is really nice. I really love this projector, and like I said, I never thought that I would replace a TV for an actual projector, because I thought that the projector quality wasn't great or on par to an actual TV. But this really shows that it is catching up, and it is doing really well. One thing I would have liked for them to add is the optical functionality, so I could hook it up to surround sound speakers and stuff like that. I do want to get an actual projector screen and probably do it that way, and this is probably going to be the setup now, and I really like it. 96 inches is where I got it up to, which is really nice, and you could go farther back and do 100 up to 150 and so like that. It does support up to 15,000 hours if you have it on the eco settings. Normal use is about 4,000 hours, which sounds a little bit, and it actually is, but so far I'm not using it that often for it to like run out anytime soon of the light bulb. But it's overall the quality of it, the resolution, the 4K, the HDR support, it's really up to date, and I really like that. Color accuracy as well, 95%. Rec.709 coverage is really cool as well. So playing console games like on the Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, if you're going to be playing like a lot of story modes, or if you're going to be playing multiplayers with your friends, this does it as well. Or if you just want to hang out and watch a movie, watch a TV show, this does it as well. So I would definitely recommend this, and this is going to be my setup. So there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll have links to everything down in the description below. If you guys do have any questions or concerns, let me know down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so that you guys can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. As always, Tech HD. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!